Pretty major news in the NFL, and it's not often we're all surprised like this. I can't wait to hear. Eventually, we'll hear from Roger Goodell on this. Goodell seemed pretty clear that he wanted it gone.
Mm-hmm.
The NFL did not have the votes to ban the tush push. And we just talked to Pete Daugherty, who's a columnist for the Green Bay Press Gazette. So Green Bay proposed this rule. It was Green Bay's idea to ban the tush push.
Mm-hmm.
And at first, the language was hyper specific, specifically about what Philly does. Then they decided to tweak that a little bit. This is Pete Daugherty talking about how he thinks Green Bay came to be the team to suggest banning the tush push.
Yeah, that could be. I think that's a pretty good point. My guess is the league is the one behind the actual written proposal. I strongly suspect the league gave them, hey, word it like this. And so that might be a league mistake is more so than a Packers mistake. I could be wrong on that, but that's the sense I'm getting. I haven't, looked real hard into asking people in the organization about it.
What do you think of that, B?
If that came out that easily, it's been discussed already with some folks. And I wouldn't be shocked if the league was behind it at all.
And does the league go to Green Bay because they don't have like an owner exactly? And it's just a little easier to try to.
Well, maybe Green Bay is a team that people might have given more credence to. But the whole thing of it is the league can solve the problem just by when you look at the play, the way it's ran, and things like that, make the calls. You'll make them have to back up, or they have to do something different.
Two things. I can't. My mind can be skeptical. I can't help but remember that Green Bay got the draft, so maybe they owed the NFL one because that's a whole bunch of cash coming into your city and your coffers.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, Maskey is now tweeting out. Mark Maskey, Washington Post, is in Minnesota, I'm sure. The owners are back in the meeting room for their privileged session with one owner per team plus family members. According to a source, there could be more talk about the tush push in that session. It's not clear what that would mean after the earlier failure to pass the ban.
And then again, you got some people who are like, you know what? I don't want to be the one, and they probably voted. Oh, I'm gonna go with it instead of I don't want to hear it. Listen, man. It's obvious they want it gone. Do it. They might be mad at you for a bit. Who cares?
They need 2 more votes.
Yeah.
Per Maskey, another source confirms the owners were expected to have further discussions about the tush push during the privileged session, but that's taking place now. But that source expressed doubt there would be a few extra votes picked up to ratify the proposed ban.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. This is fascinating to watch in kind of real time. I don't know how this is going to shake out, but it seems like there's from very, very powerful people, billionaires, NFL commissioners, this seems to have a lot of people very surprised.
Yeah.
White Brian, we haven't heard from you. What do you think about them keeping the tush push, dude?
I think they made the right choice.
Why?
It's a play that everyone can do, and the Eagles just do it the best.
Let's go to our guy, Matt Stafford. What up, Matty? What do you think about the tush push?
What's up? The case I'm making is I can't give Philly fans any more ammunition for the rest of my life. I can't hear, they changed the rule for us. They're already insufferable enough. I can't handle that. So I'd rather just see it stick around until the productivity with it finally evens out with everyone else.
They definitely would. I think. All right. Thanks for the call, Matt. Always appreciate you, buddy. Would Philly have said, "Oh, they had to change the rule just for us"? That's how dominant our O-line is.
Who cares?
Yes.
Who cares? We gotta stop worrying about what they're gonna say because the rule needs to be changed because there's too many things being broken in the rule right now. Either they gotta make the calls or they gotta. I mean, the way it's ran, you're in the like you stated just earlier, it's in the neutral zone. Okay, so either we're gonna have to change that up or do something. So if you're going to let them keep running like they're running, they have a very big advantage over everybody else. Because somebody else goes and running and they call offsides on them, what do you think happens? So they're going to say what they want to say.
What do you make of the Eagles' social media? And I know this, that like the social media team is not the front office, it's not the coaches.
They had that plan already.
Social media is about creating engagement. So when the news came out, the Eagles posted on their accounts, "Push on" with the Eagles logo. And I don't think it's a coincidence
that they're playing against the Packers.
That they're playing against the Packers.
Hey, man, you got to. This is the game where everyone seems to really care about what somebody put in social media, and if that's going to affect them, take it that route. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does it. They hire a bunch of 20-something-year-olds and say, hey, go have a little fun.
Right.
But let us see it first.
Right. Phone lines are open, 800-636-1067. What do you think? The Tush Push is here to stay. Jonesy, what say you?
Hey, good morning, fellas. How y'all feeling, man?
We're good, brother.
This thing should have been banned. Do you know at one point in time we banned a play called the high five? That's not even a play, come to think of it. That's just somebody celebrating inside the end zone after scoring. But we can't do this tush push thing. So, instead of me getting completely pissed off about this, I thought about it and I put my little defensive armchair hat on here, coach's hat, that is. How do we stop this thing? You know what? So I'm going with WWE on this thing. You know what? Maybe it's time to go, rogue on this thing and target those pushers and pullers, because that's what this thing is possibly made up of, right? So consider that.
Lots of
target the pushers and pullers to stop them from pulling that quarterback over the line or over.
Put that helmet in there and put that helmet in their rib cage. All right.
You already know. Yes, sir.
Thanks, Jonesy. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right, fellas.
Jonesy grew up in the old school, dog. They're like, all right, you won't do it. I'm hurt.
I mean, it's kind of similar to, I think it was Mark's call. It's like as soon as one of these quarterbacks takes a concussion on the play, they're going to redo everything.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you actually enforce neutral zone rules on that play pre-snap, I think that would make a significant impact right away. Let's go to Alex in Silver Spring. What's up, Alex?
What's up, fellas?
What's up, man?
Here's the other thing. I'm cool. Here's the other thing that everyone's leaving out. I heard the other dudes talking about how Lulu claim off the top, blah, 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 this and that. You guys are leaving out. The ref wanted to wrap up a gift for him, and they said they threatened Lulu and Washington if he jumped over one more time, they were going to let him score. They were just going to give it to him. And the other thing is, I worked at a union job 10 years. I'm not going to say the name or whatever. So I know it's not Thursday, BMitch, whatever, but I'm going to take a 2 for 1. So BMitch, here's the thing. I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If they're telling these players, like safety, the helmet, da-da-da, this and that, blah, 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 and one of them gets hurt, they can sue?
Nope.
I mean, they're doing what they're telling them to do.
You can't.
You know what I mean? And Kelsey is already claiming the center that he didn't like it, really, because he had all these bodies all over him and yada yada.
You can't sue it in the NFL. That little whole deal where the employee cannot sue the employer. That's why a lot of times when you see the doctors come in and when they were going through that stuff, they tried to make the doctors like employees of the NFL and all that stuff. So now you can't do that.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate y'all taking my call.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate you, Alex.
Unless they change that rule too. That's how it used to be.
BMitch and Finlay, 1067. Taking your calls on the Tush Push sticking around, man. This is pretty, it's not what I expected. Kurt is in Ashburn. Kurt, how surprised are you by the Tush Push sticking around?
Well, I'm not surprised, but that doesn't really mean anything. What I believe precipitated all this was there used to be a day when they would actually sew a leather strap onto the back of a running back and pick him up and throw him over the line, just like BMitch was talking about. Pick him up, throw him over the lines. And they realized this wasn't good, so they got rid of that. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's I can't say I know how you could defend against it, but I just don't like it. That's it, buddy. Thanks for my time.
Thanks, dude. Appreciate you. He doesn't like it, B.
Yeah.
Is that a real thing? There was a strap on the back of a running back. You
I
could throw him
don't know
over.
about that one, but I just know
That
that
sounds like some 1920s
it might have
leather
been before
helmet.
my time, but still, I just think if they have the right to run up behind a guy and push him after his initial surge, you have a right to let your defensive lineman go with their initial surge, and then somebody come and just go airborne. Not before the snap like Frankie did, because he always he starts to a side, and then he stops and he gets pushed. Right when he's about to get pushed, you come in and you hit somebody. If they're going to make it to where you got to do extreme things to stop a play, damn if you do. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, I want to be. I don't want to discredit how good Philly is at the play, because I think that's at the heart of a lot of this. And I think for all their bravado, Eagles fans are like, man, you can't stop the play, so you're trying to ban it. Like, I think part of that is true.
But I don't think what the offensive line does is what makes the play work. I think what the two running back and the tight end does at the end of the play makes it work. That's what I think works. So if their offensive line that good, then just line up and run the damn regular play then.
I think you got to enforce the neutral zone, and maybe that's on both sides because D linemen are violating it. But it's like the center, the entire play,
the center's head is right where the ball is,
over it.
So how in the hell are you supposed to, as a defense, defend it? If you're allowing the center head to be across the ball, how am I in the neutral zone when he's in the neutral? What is the damn neutral zone? To be honest with you,
right? Like the entire concept of the neutral zone seems quite flawed, at least.
I'm gonna reach out to one of my buddies next. I know it's a referee at the NFL.
Yeah,
and ask him, how are you all going to call this play when the offensive linemen are in the neutral zone?
And they are.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what you do with the tush push. I really don't.